To arms, my brethren. To arms, brave orcs and humans. Twilight falls, and the enemy awaits.
This is yours. I'm awake. I'm awake. My strength is yours. Anudura, my path. Where shall I strike?
What threatens
I heed the voice of Elune.
I'm awake.
The goddess
I'm awake.
Someone threatens the wild.
Something is amiss. Has sleep
Ashrathorama.
dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
Has
Priestess Tyrande, the undead have begun to construct a new settlement. It won't be long before they start attacking our allies.
Research finished.
I heed the voice of
is
Elune.
amiss.
Someone
The
threatens
land
the
and
wild.
I are one.
Ashrathoraman.
What
The
threatens
goddess
these
calls.
lands? The
I
land
heed the
and
voice
I
of
are
Elune.
one. What threatens these
Ashrathoraman.
lands?
Research
Someone
finished.
threatens the
Something
wild.
is amiss. Has
Someone
sleep
threatens the
dulled
wild.
my
Sure.
senses?
Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the voice of Elune.
Our
Someone
allies' town needs help.
Dulled my senses.
The undead are attacking. Send help. Research.
I'm awake.
Someone threatens the wild.
The land and
Ashrathoraman.
I are one. What
The
threatens
goddess
these
calls.
lands?
I heed the
Has
voice of
sleep
Elune.
dulled my senses?
As the goddess
Something
wills.
is amiss.
Our time is short.
Someone threatens the
Is
wild.
amiss.
Research finished.
Has sleep
Ashrathoraman.
dulled my senses? The land and I
I heed
are
the
one.
voice of Elune.
What
Your
threatens
building
these
is
lands?
Someone threatens the wild.
Threatens these
Ashrathoraman.
lands.
Where shall I strike at once?
Goddess.
I await your command.
Anudora.
Someone threatens the wild. Soldier.
My strength is yours. Our time is short.
Our allies' town needs help.
My strength is yours.
Your building is Your building is complete.
Threatens
Research
these lands.
finished.
I heed the voice
Threatens
of
these
Elune.
lands. Something is amiss. The land
Someone
and
threatens
I
the
are
wild.
one.
The goddess
Has
calls.
sleep dulled my senses? The land and
Someone
I
threatens
are
the
one.
wild. The goddess
Something is
calls.
amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
Has
I
sleep
heed the voice
dulled
of
my
Elune.
senses? What threatens
Ashrathoraman.
these lands? The land
Someone
and
threatens
I
the
are
wild.
one.
The goddess
Something is
calls.
amiss. Ashtherodanadu.
I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wild. Ashrathoraman.
Has
I heed the
sleep
voice
dulled
of
my
Elune.
senses?
The
The
goddess
land and
calls.
I are one.
Someone threatens the
Something is
wild.
amiss.
I heed the voice
Research
of Elune.
finished.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the
is
wild.
amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
Threatens
I
these
heed the voice of
lands.
Elune.
The land and I are one.
The
Threatens
goddess
these
calls.
lands.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the
Someone
great
threatens the
outdoors.
wilds.
Has sleep dulled my
Is there
senses?
trouble?
Ashrathoraman.
The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune.
threatens these lands. It shall be done.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Something is amiss.
Our allies' town needs help. Hi!
The goddess
The
calls.
land
Ashrathoraman.
In the name of Cenarius.
Ashrathoraman.
something is amiss.
The goddess
Threatens
calls.
these lands. Has sleep
I heed the
dulled my
voice of Elune.
senses?
Someone threatens the wilds.
The
I
land
heed the
and
voice
I
of
are
Elune.
one.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
Ah, the great
What
outdoors.
threatens
Someone
these
threatens the
lands?
wilds. The goddess
Something
calls.
is amiss.
Are we being
Ashra
invaded?
The
Thora.
land and I are one.
Someone
Has
threatens the
sleep
wilds.
dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of
Has
Elune.
sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
What threatens
I
these
heed the
lands?
voice
Ah,
of
the
Elune.
great
So
outdoors.
be it.
Amiss. Threatens these lands. I are one.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Lands. What
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman.
What is
The
nature's
goddess
call?
calls.
the land
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of
dulled
Elune.
my senses?
The goddess
Something
calls.
is amiss.
Someone
Is
threatens the wilds.
amiss. The land and I are one.
Ashrathoraman. I
Anudon.
heed the voice of
Ah,
Elune.
the great outdoors.
I heed the voice of Elune.
For the trees. Hi! What is nature's gladness?
The land
Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors. Are we being
The goddess
invaded?
calls.
threatens these
So be
lands.
it. Ashrathoraman. By Elune. Ashrathoraman.
Has sleep
Your
dulled
building
my
is
senses?
complete. The goddess calls.
Something is
I heed the
amiss.
voice of Elune.
Has
Someone
sleep
threatens the
dulled
wilds.
my senses?
My path is
Someone threatens the wilds.
The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of Elune.
The land and I are one.
Ashrathoraman.
Hi!
Something is
The goddess
amiss?
calls.
What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor. Is amiss.
Our allies have
Threatens these lands.
I hear
Has
the voice of
sleep
a
dulled my senses? Something is amiss.
Anudora. My strength is yours.
The land
Someone
and
threatens
I
the
are
wilds.
one.
The sleeper has
Something
awakened.
is amiss.
Ashrathoraman, the goddess calls.
Is there trouble?
Immediately. Ashrathoraman,
Our time is short.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
the goddess
Research
calls.
finished.
What threatens these lands?
Someone threatens the
Something
wilds.
is amiss.
I heed the voice of a loon.
Has sleep
goddess
dulled
calls.
my senses?
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Is amiss. The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of a loon. Ashrathoraman, the goddess calls.
Has sleep
I heed
dulled
the
my
voice of a
senses?
loon.
Something is amiss.
The
Someone
sleeper
threatens the
has
wilds.
awakened. Where shall I strike?
Ashrathoraman,
Something is amiss. Has sleep
Our time
dulled my
is short.
senses?
Anudora. At once.
The land and
someone
I are
threatens the
one.
wilds.
What threatens
Research
these lands?
finished.
I heed the voice of a
Something
loon.
is amiss. What threatens these lands? Has sleep
The goddess
dulled my
calls.
senses? The
Ashrathoraman,
land and I are
immediately.
one. For Kalimdor, the land and I.
Heed the voice of a loon.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
great outdoors. Our phantom has fallen. What is nature's call?
Dulled
Hi.
my senses?
Are we being invaded?
The
What
land
is
and
nature's
I
call?
are one.
Great outdoors. Is there trouble? Gladly. Hi.
Something is amiss.
My strength is yours.
Threatens these lands. Ashtherodalador,
Are we being invaded?
dulled my senses? Threatens these lands. The land and I are one. Something is amiss. Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora, it shall be done. It shall be done. Ashtherodanador. For Kalimdor.
Great outdoors.
The goddess calls.
Hi! Are we being invaded?
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of
Threatens
a
these
man.
lands.
Dull
my senses.
I heed
The
the
land
voice of
and
a
I
man.
Where shall I strike?
Someone threatens the wilds.
This.
The goddess calls. So I heed the voice of a man.
Dull my
Our
senses.
allies' town. Great outdoors. An allies' town is fallen.
Dull my senses.
The goddess
Making trails.
I heed the voice.
An allies' town is fallen.
Has awakened.
The goddess calls.
Threatens
Ashtoramas.
the
I
land.
heed the voice of a man.
My strength is yours.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Oh, Kalimdor. Our
Someone
allies'
threatens the
town
wilds.
needs help.
The goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
Our time is yours.
I heed the voice of a man. Ashtoramas. The goddess calls. Ashtoramas.
Threatens these lands. The
Someone
land
threatens
and
the
I
wilds.
are one.
I heed the voice of a man. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. I heed
As
the voice of Elune.
dulled my senses.
Our allies' town needs help.
Ashtoramas.
Threatens these
Immediately.
lands.
By Elune. The goddess calls.
The land and
Someone threatens the wilds.
You are very brave to stand against me, little human. If only your countrymen had been as bold, I would have had more fun scouring your wretched nations from the world.
Is talking all you demons do?
Stormbringer, show yourself. Or do you intend to have mortal girls do all your fighting for you?
Ashtoramas.
something is
The goddess
amiss.
calls.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Hi!
Priestess, the undead have constructed a new settlement. They are mustering new forces to send at us.
Are we being invaded? For the
Our
truth.
allies' town
my
needs
The
help.
goddess calls.
The land and I are one.
I
The
heed the
land and
voice
I
of Elune.
are one.
The goddess
Threatens
calls.
these lands.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wild.
What is nature's call? Is there trouble?
Treant may not root there.
I
As
heed the
sleep
voice of
dulled
Elune.
my senses.
I heed the
The
voice of
land and
Elune.
I are one.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is
The goddess
amiss.
calls.
Treant may not root there. Treant may not root
The
there.
sleeper
Someone
has
threatens
awake.
the
I'm
wild.
awake. I'm awake.
I heed the
As
voice of
sleep
Elune.
dulled my
The
senses.
goddess calls.
Are we being invaded?
Someone threatens the wild.
Threatens these lands.
Hi!
Ashrathoraman.
As sleep
The goddess
dulled my
calls.
senses. The
Someone
land and
threatens
I
the
are
wild.
one.
I heed the voice of
Something is
Elune.
amiss. The land and
Ashrathoraman.
I are one.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the
Where
wild.
shall I strike?
I heed the
My
voice of
strength
Elune.
is yours. The sleeper has awakened.
The goddess
As
calls.
sleep dulled my
My
senses.
strength is yours.
Ashrathoraman.
Threatens
The
these
goddess
lands.
calls. As the goddess wills.
Something
Someone
is
threatens the
amiss.
wild. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman.
The land
The goddess.
We're under attack! Send reinforcements quickly!
Research threatens the wild.
dulled my
I
senses.
heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
Someone
I'm awake.
I heed the voice of
And I
Elune.
are one.
The goddess calls.
As sleep
Ashrathoraman.
dulled my senses.
The goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
Someone
As sleep
threatens the wild.
dulled my senses.
I heed the voice of
Something is
Elune.
amiss.
Someone threatens the wild. I heed the
The
voice of
sleeper
Elune.
has awakened.
What is
The land
nature's
and
call?
I are one.
Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the
Where
voice of
shall I
Elune.
strike?
The land and I are one.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
The goddess
As
calls.
sleep
So be
dulled
it.
my senses.
Someone
Ah, the
threatens the
great
wild.
outdoors.
Dulled my senses.
Someone threatens the
Our allies' town. What is nature's call? Ah, the great outdoors. Ah, the great outdoors.
Our time is yours. Our time is yours.
Is there trouble?
I heed the voice of Elune.
My strength is yours.
Dulled my senses. For Kalango.
Hi!
Threatens
I heed the voice of
Where shall I strike?
Someone threatens the wild.
Are we being invaded?
The goddess
these
calls.
lands.
Immediately.
The land and I are
Ashrathoraman.
one.
I heed the
As
voice of
sleep
Elune.
dulled my senses. As
Ashrathoraman.
sleep dulled
The
my
goddess
senses.
calls. Someone threatens the wild, as the goddess wills. By Elune, so be it. As the goddess
The
wills.
sleeper has
So be it.
awakened.
Immediately. By Elune,
Our allies' town needs help.
immediately.
My strength is yours.
Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice. Ashrathoraman. heed the voice of Elune.
What threatens these
Ashrathoraman.
lands?
The
The
goddess
land and
calls.
I are
By
one.
Elune, as the goddess wills.
Ah, the
As
great
sleep
outdoors.
dulled my
Someone threatens the
senses.
wilds, as the goddess wills.
Ah, the great
By
outdoors.
So be it. Immediately. I heed the voice of Elune.
What threatens these lands? Ashtherodanador.
Press the attack.
Our
Shall
allies'
be
town
done.
needs help.
Anudora. Ashtherodanador.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The land and I are
Ah, the great outdoors.
The land and I are one.
Hi, making trails.
The goddess
Threatens
calls.
these lands.
I heed the voice
Ah,
of
the
Elune.
great outdoors.
So be it. Immediately. As the goddess wills.
Something is
Ashrathoraman.
amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
The goddess calls. By Elune. Immediately.
The land and I are one.
help you?
What threatens these lands? It shall be done.
What is nature's call?
Someone threatens
Is
the wilds.
amiss.
As the goddess wills. The goddess
Has
calls.
sleep dulled my
Ashrathoraman.
senses?
I heed the voice of Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. Anudora! So be it. By Elune. So be it. Immediately. As the goddess wills.
Our allies'
By
town
Elune.
needs help.
Ashrathoraman.
Dulled my senses. Threatens
In the name of Samaria.
At once. Anodora. My path
Someone
has seen.
threatens the wild.
dulled my senses.
Immediately. By Elune. So be it. By Elune. The goddess
The
calls.
sleeper has awakened.
The
Someone
land and
Is
threatens
there
I
the
are
trouble?
wild.
one.
Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
Something
I heed the
is
voice of
amiss.
Elune.
I'm awake.
Someone threatens
I'm
the
awake.
wild.
At once.
The goddess calls.
The land and
Ashrathoraman.
I are one.
So be it.
Anudora.
The goddess calls. I heed the voice.
Dulled my senses.
Ashrathoraman.
Threatens these
I
lands.
heed the voice of Elune.
Ah,
Someone
the
threatens
great
the wild.
Is
outdoors.
amiss.
What is nature's
Has
call?
sleep
Ashrathoraman.
dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
What threatens these
Ashrathoraman.
lands?
So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elune.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds. Immediately. So be it.
Ah, the great
The land and
outdoors.
I are one.
Ah, the great outdoors.
For Kalimdor.
Ah, the great outdoors.
What threatens these lands?
Are we being invaded?
The land and I
Hi,
are one.
is there trouble?
I heed
Has
the
sleep
voice of Elune.
dulled my
What is
senses?
nature's
I heed the
call?
voice of
Are we
Elune.
being invaded?
The goddess calls.
Something is
Someone
amiss.
threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman.
Anudora!
As the goddess wills. By Elena. Immediately. As the goddess wills. By Elena.
Our allies' town needs help.
Immediately. By Elena. Summon Jesus.
What is your name? I'm going to tell you. Right.
These lands.
The goddess calls.
Has sleep
Ashrathoraman.
dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? Anudora. The land and I are one.
Ashrathoraman. So be
Something
it.
is amiss.
I heed
Has
the
sleep
voice of
dulled
Elena.
my senses?
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds? Immediately.
The land and I are one. For Kalimdor, Ashtherodanador. For Kalimdor, it shall be done. What threatens these lands? Ashtherodanador. Anudora.
Ashrathoraman. As the goddess wills. I heed the voice of Elena.
Senses. I are one.
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elena. Someone threatens the wilds? The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls. Someone
Ah, the great outdoors. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elena. Ashrathoraman.
I are one.
Someone threatens the wilds?
An allied champion has fallen.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds?
Threatens these lands. Ashtherodanador. Threatens these
Ah, the great
For
outdoors.
Kalimdor. Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora. It shall be
I
done.
heed the voice
The
of
land
Elena.
and I are one.
Ashrathoraman. Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds?
Take your time. Look around.
The land and I are one.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice of Elena.
Dulled my senses.
I heed the voice of
threatens
Elena.
What
these
is nature's
lands?
My
call?
The goddess
strength is
calls.
yours.
Ashrathoraman.
Is amiss. Anudora.
Someone threatens the
Threatens
wilds?
these lands.
Someone
Has
threatens the
sleep
wilds?
dulled my
Hi,
senses?
glad.
I heed the voice of Elena.
Our warriors have engaged the
The
enemy.
land and I are one. For Kalimdor. Ashtherodanador.
Our allies'
It shall
town
be
needs
Where
help.
shall I go?
Ah, the great outdoors.
I'm awaiting.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Someone threatens the wilds? By Elena. The goddess calls.
Dulled
Is
my
the
senses.
Ashrathoraman.
Has
Someone
sleep
threatens the
dulled my
wilds?
senses. For Kalimdor.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The goddess calls.
What is
I heed
nature's
the
call?
voice of Elena.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice of Elena. As the goddess wills, so be it. Immediately.
Something is amiss. Ashtherodanador.
Someone threatens the wilds?
The land and I are one.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Someone
Friends
threatens
these
these
lands.
I heed the voice of a loon.
Something is amiss.
The
Anudora.
goddess calls.
As sleep
I
dulled
should
my
thought I
senses. It shall be done. Ashtherodanador.
Where shall I strike? Our time is short.
Ashrathoraman.
Friends these lands. The land and
The
I are
goddess
one.
calls.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Someone
As
threatens
sleep
the wild.
dulled my senses. Anudora. The land and I
Ashrathoraman.
are one.
Someone threatens the wild.
Great outdoors. Our allies' town needs making trails. What is nature's call?
What threatens these lands?
Someone threatens the wild. I
As
heed the
sleep
voice of a
dulled
loon.
my senses.
Ashrathoraman. As the goddess wills. By Elune.
The land and I are one. For Kalimdor. Anudora. Ashtherodanador. It shall be done. For
The goddess
Kalimdor.
calls.
Hello?
Someone
As
threatens
sleep
the wild.
dulled my senses.
Ashrathoraman. I
The
heed the
land
voice
and
of a
I
loon.
are one.
The goddess calls.
What
Someone
threatens
threatens the
these
wild.
lands?
Someone threatens the
Something
wild.
is amiss.
I heed the voice of a loon.
One.
Ashrathoraman.
Dulled my senses.
Goddess calls. The goddess
And I are one.
Great outdoors. Splash.
Dulled my senses.
In the name of the night. What is making our allies' town need help?
goddess calls. I heed the voice of a loon. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wild. I heed the voice of a loon. Someone threatens the
Threatens
wild.
these lands.
Our allies' town needs help. An allied champion
The
has
goddess
fallen.
The land and I are
Ashrathoraman.
one. As sleep dulled my senses. Ashtherodanador. Something is amiss. The
Someone threatens
land
the
and I
wild.
are one.
I heed the
Threatens
voice of
these
a loon.
lands.
The goddess
Our
calls.
warriors have
amiss.
engaged the enemy.
Ashrathoraman.
As sleep dulled
I
my
heed the
senses.
voice of a loon.
Our allies' town needs help.
The land
Ashrathoraman.
and I are one.
The goddess
Threatens
calls.
these lands.
You orcs are weak and hardly worth the effort. I wonder why Manaroth even bothered with you.
Our spirit is stronger than you know, demon. If we are to fall, then so be it. At least now, We are free.
You actually hurt me. Are there none left to stand against the Legion? This is almost too easy. If I had known that this mortal resistance would be so weak, I would have launched this invasion centuries ago.
Someone threatens the wild.
These lands.
Our allies' town needs help. Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Someone threatens the wild.
Dulled my senses.
Priestess, the undead have constructed a final settlement. They are mustering new forces with every passing moment.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Asher Thoraman,
Threatens these
I
lands.
heed the voice of Elune. The goddess
Something
calls.
is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds.
The land
Asher
and I
Thoraman.
are one.
What is nature's
I
call?
heed the
The
voice of
sleeper
Elune.
high strength is yours.
Asher
Where
Thoraman,
shall I strike?
Hi, are we being invaded?
The land and I
someone
are one.
threatens the wilds.
Has sleep
goddess
dulled
calls.
my senses?
Our time is short.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Dulled my senses.
Asher Thoraman,
The
someone
land
threatens
and
the
I
wilds.
are one.
So be it.
I'm awake.
I
Is
heed the
amiss.
voice of Elune.
High strength is yours.
The goddess calls.
Threatens these
I heed
lands.
the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. Asher Thoraman,
High strength is yours. My path is clear. Our time is short.
the goddess calls.
Has sleep dulled my
Someone
senses?
threatens the wilds. I heed
The
the
land
voice of
and I
Elune.
are one.
Asher
Ah, the
Thoraman,
great
the
outdoors.
goddess calls.
Threatens these lands.
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Is there trouble? What is
Has
nature's
Someone
call?
threatens the
dulled
wilds.
my senses?
I heed the
The
voice
land
of
and
Elune.
I are one.
Asher Thoraman, I heed the
Threatens
voice of
these
Elune.
lands. The
Immediate.
land.
Asher Thoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Is there trouble?
Asher Thoraman,
Are we being invaded? Making trails.
someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune. Asher Thoraman,
Hi, aim dead center.
the
The
goddess
land and
calls.
Our
I
sacred
are
grove is
Someone
being
threatens the
desecrated.
wilds.
Has sleep
goddess
dulled
calls.
my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds.
Threatens
Your
these
building
lands.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Anudora.
Asher Thoraman,
Threatens these lands.
Asher
Has sleep
Thoraman,
dulled my senses?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of
Ah, glad. I'm in.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
What I'm in. Glad. Make
the goddess calls.
Where shall I strike? I'm awake. I'm awake. Our time
Our
is short.
sacred grove is being desecrated.
Ah,
Our
the
warriors
great
have
outdoors.
engaged.
Asher Thoraman, the goddess calls. Someone
Are
threatens
we
the
being
wilds.
invaded? What is nature's call?
Asher Thoraman,
Our sacred grove is being
Thoraman.
desecrated.
someone threatens the wilds.
Anudora.
Immediately,
Is amiss.
the goddess calls. Asher
Has
Thoraman,
sleep dulled
I
my
heed the voice
senses?
of Elune.
The sleeper
Threatens
has
these
The
lands.
awaked.
goddess calls.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune.
Is amiss.
Your building is complete.
Asher Thoraman,
Threatens threatens these lands.
Someone threatens
the
the
land
wilds.
and I are one.
The goddess calls. Someone
The
threatens the
sleeper
wilds.
has awakened.
Our
Ashra
sacred
Thoraman.
grove is
dulled
being
my
desecrated.
senses.
The goddess
The land
calls.
and I are
My
one.
strength is yours.
I heed the voice of
Threatens
the
these
land.
lands. It shall be done.
Ashra
It
Thoraman.
shall be done.
The
As
goddess
sleep
calls.
dulled my senses.
I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. Someone threatens the
Something
wilds.
is amiss.
Hi!
For Kalimdor,
Is there
I
trouble?
heed the voice of
it
Elune.
threatens these
By
lands.
Elune.
Anudora,
Ashra Thoraman. The goddess calls. Ashra Thoraman.
the land and I
Our
are
sacred
Someone
one.
grove
threatens
is
the
being
wilds.
desecrated.
The goddess calls. I heed the
As
voice of
sleep
Elune.
dulled my senses.
The goddess calls.
Something
Ashra
is
Thoraman.
amiss.
Someone
As
threatens
sleep
the wilds.
dulled my senses. It threatens these lands.
Sacred grove is being desecrated.
Night elves, where is the fire and passion you fought so long ago?
Our champion has fallen.
The land and I are one.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Anudora, hush them down. Something. It shall be done. It shall be done.
Our warriors have engaged.
Hush them down.
What is nature's call? Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Archimonde's victory here has made him overconfident. He will not see the trap that I laid for him until it is too late.